Hi there, lovely stitchers, and welcome to a slow stitch Christmas. So, every day for the first 12 days of December, I decided that I will do a little stitching on a piece of cloth. Now, I've been on the rummage and found a bobbin, which isn't very brilliant, but it's going to work. And I have some of my French linen sheeting. So this measures around about 38.5 inches. She says around about, like she hasn't measured it. The reason that is because I'm going to pop about 2.5 inches around the bobbin, and then I'm going to do a 3-inch space where I'm going to stitch every day. So that's that idea. I'm just going to mark where I don't want to stitch. An aqua trick marker is always useful. I always use the extra fine. You might want a little ruler. You'll want a selection of threads, a good sharp pair of embroidery scissors, which I can't pick up. Okay, so I've got a selection of needles. I like to use a milliner's and chenille's. I might use a beading needle if I'm beading. It just depends. So a little bobbin. This bobbin measures on the inside. I think I measured it at 2.5 inches. I'm doing things in inches these days because there's a lot of people out there that are saying they still work in inches. Yeah, so that's 2.5 inches. You could, by all means, mark up your piece of fabric as you go, which I am going to just, I'm going to go 3 inches. That's where I want to be. So I'm going to stitch my, oops, we're off camera. So that's my 3 inches. That'll be my first lot of stitches. Okay, so like I say, I've got a selection of different weighted threads. I have got some bits and bobs of lace, other threads, bits of fabric. Now you can see I'm going blue, and I'm just trying to stick, famous last words, Rach. I'm just going to try and stick to that colour. So I've sort of gathered together, off camera you can't see, but I've gathered together lots and lots of little scraps of fabrics that I have. Blue Liberty, I don't know what that is. That's some kind of, not sure. But anyway, I've gathered together bits and bobs that have snippets of stuff. So bits of some tubes of beads. Like I say, I've got some buttons. I'm just going to try and keep it colours simple, not stitching, simple. So each day I'm going to do a small amount of stitching on the lead for the first 12 days of December. I just feel like it's such a busy time that you need to set aside a moment for yourself to sort of gather your thoughts, think about what needs doing perhaps, or switch off from what needs doing, and just be in your moment for yourself. So that's where I'm kind of going with that kind of thing. I'm sort of, I've lost my words a little bit. I don't know whether you're aware, but we went to the Harrogate Knitting and Stitching show last week, and it has literally taken me all week to find words and to be able to sort of get up and do things. So I've procrastinated over doing this video or doing this set of videos all week, and now I'm sort of on a bit of a tight schedule because 1st of December is tomorrow. So what threads am I using? I've got SCHEEPJES. These are all in my shop. SCHEEPJES Candy Floss, again in my shop. I have got some Eleganza, Wonderful Eleganza, which I picked up at the quilting show, Festival of Quilts, a few months ago. Because Wonderful in the UK is not easy to get hold of. I've got some paint box threads, which I love. And I'll just have a little bit of cream. This is vintage cotton, crochet cotton. See what I mean? I can't get my words out. But I will put some, maybe put some buttons on. Who knows? We'll see. But I'm not going to plan. I'm planning what stitch I'm going to do on each piece. So each piece will have a different stitch. But I'm not planning on what else I'm going to put on it. As I say, off camera, I've got a giant pile of stuff, which I always do. I try to kind of minimize things, but I'm not a very minimalistic kind of person. So it is difficult for me to do that. Even though, I say to you guys, try and be minimal or but it doesn't work for me. So good tip is a good aquatrick marker pen. I'll pop a link to it down below. If you haven't got one, they really are good. And a little spray bottle, because then you're not ironing your work. So as I said, I'm going to attach this to my bobbin, but I'm not going to do that until I've finished. Simple reason being, it'll be in the way. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to measure up. Now I've decided that I'm keeping the hem on this, and I'm keeping it this side up. Now this is this has been done on a treadle sewing machine, I can see, so it's pretty nice. And I've just done a snip and rip on this side and left the raw edge. So I'm going to mark up my 3 inches for every day, just so I can get rid of my ruler then. Oops, we are flanking about. 2, 3. Oh, for some reason I don't know whether the camera must be set differently. I keep going off camera. That's why. Try not to. I think I must have knocked the camera. You could go smaller, by the way, or bigger. I mean, that's just going to be just over 3 inches at the end. That's brilliant. Wonderful, wonderful. Pop that away. Don't need that anymore. I'm just going to double check that I've got 12 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus the little bit on the end. Phew! Oh dear. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do each day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you go away and gather all your bits and pieces, and then we'll come back. We'll gather back together tomorrow, and we will start the stitching process, because, as I say, I know that my lead up to Christmas, even though I don't have an awful lot of kind of family to come and all that, it tends to be quite hectic, and taking a 10-15 minute break for yourself just to sit and stitch, even if it's at the end of the day. This is something that you can sit with on your knee, get your bits together, get your threads together, pop them all in a little box or a little bag, and you can have them at the side of you on the settee, and just do your little bit of stitching. So every day you're going to get a prompt of a stitch, and then I'll show you how to do that stitch, and I'll show you what I do with a stitch, and then that's up to you what you do with that next. So happy gathering of stuff, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.